Jimmy Uso finally breaks up with Naomi, shocking WWE fallout. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. In the world of WWE, love and loyalty often collide with ambition and betrayal. And when two superstars fall in love under the bright lights of the squared circle, their personal and professional lives can become a volatile mix. But no one saw this coming. Jimmy Uso and Naomi, once seen as WWE's power couple, have officially split, and the fallout could change WWE forever. The beginning of Jimmy and Naomi. For years, Jimmy Uso and Naomi were seen as one of WWE's strongest couples. From their early days in WWE developmental to their rise on SmackDown, fans adored the chemistry, passion, and bond the two displayed both in and out of the ring. They weren't just partners in life. They were often involved in each other's storylines, supporting one another through injuries, feuds, and personal struggles. Naomi, a fierce competitor in her own right, brought the glow and the fight. Jimmy Uso, a proud member of the legendary Anoa'i family, was always fighting for respect and family legacy. When the bloodline storyline exploded with Roman Reigns at the helm, Jimmy's loyalty to family became central to his character. But as the group evolved, so did the rift between his commitment to Naomi and to Roman Reigns. The pressure from the bloodline. It wasn't long before fans began to notice something wrong. Jimmy, once supportive of Naomi's career, began pulling away. At first, it was subtle, missed appearances, not being in her corner during big matches. But soon, it was undeniable. Roman Reigns made it clear, loyalty to the bloodline came before everything. Paul Heyman whispered in Jimmy's ear backstage, making remarks about how Naomi was a distraction. Jey Uso, always caught in the middle, tried to maintain peace, but even he couldn't hide the tension. When Naomi lost a crucial match to Jade Cargill earlier this year, Jimmy wasn't there. He claimed he had bloodline business. But Naomi knew the truth. She confronted Jimmy in a backstage segment that aired on SmackDown. "I needed you. Where were you?" she asked. Jimmy simply responded, "I was where I needed to be." That one line was a dagger to Naomi's heart. And fans could sense this relationship was no longer on solid ground. Naomi pushes back. Despite the heartbreak, Naomi refused to back down. She amped up her in-ring intensity, showing a side of her we hadn't seen in years. On an episode of Raw, she interrupted a bloodline segment and confronted Roman Reigns directly. "You don't own Jimmy. You don't own my marriage. And if you think I'm going to sit back and watch you break up my family, you're dead wrong." The crowd erupted, but Roman didn't flinch. In his calm, menacing tone, he simply said, "You don't belong at the table." From that moment, Naomi knew she was on her own. Jimmy chooses a side. In the weeks that followed, Jimmy Uso became colder. His alliance with the bloodline deepened. He attacked Cody Rhodes during a contract signing. He helped Solo Sikoa retain the Intercontinental Championship. But when Naomi needed help in her feud against Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, Jimmy was nowhere to be found. Backstage, Naomi tried one last time. "Do I even matter to you anymore?" she asked, holding back tears. Jimmy, not meeting her eyes, said, This is bigger than us." Naomi stormed off, leaving fans stunned. That night, Jimmy appeared during Naomi's match, not to help, but to distract her. It led to a devastating loss. The WWE Universe couldn't believe it. Neither could Naomi. The official breakup segment on SmackDown. It all came to a head on a fateful episode of SmackDown. Naomi stood in the ring, emotional, but fierce. She called Jimmy out. "This ain't about the bloodline anymore. This is about you and me. What happened to the man who had my back? What happened to the man who said I was his queen?" Jimmy came to the ring, stoic. The crowd buzzed with anticipation. "You were my queen," Jimmy said. "But now, I serve a tribal chief." The crowd booed loudly. Naomi responded, "Then I guess that means we're done." Jimmy looked down, and then, without saying a word, he turned and walked away. The camera caught Naomi's face, stone cold, but shattered inside. The breakup was real, on screen and possibly off. WWE superstars react. Backstage, reactions poured in. Bayley tweeted, "Naomi deserves better. Period." Sami Zayn commented on Raw Talk, "When you choose power over love, you lose both." Jimmy messed up. Even Jey Uso, caught in the middle of the family war, posted an Instagram story with just 3 words, "Not like this." The locker room was clearly divided. And Triple H? He reportedly saw major storyline potential in pushing Naomi into a solo babyface run, away from the shadow of the bloodline. Naomi strikes back. The next week, Naomi returned with vengeance. She took out Tiffany Stratton in a brutal parking lot segment. She laid out Jade Cargill with a steel chair after a tag match. But the real shock came when she attacked Solo Sikoa, Jimmy's cousin, with a super kick heard around the arena. The WWE universe exploded. Naomi wasn't just angry. She was out for bloodline blood. That same night, she stood at the top of the ramp and yelled, "You took my love. Now I'll take everything from you." Jimmy's struggle and guilt. As Naomi went on a path of destruction, Jimmy began to crack. Backstage, his silence grew heavier. During a bloodline segment, Roman Reigns asked, "Is your head still in this, Jimmy?" Jimmy nodded, but his eyes told a different story. The cracks were forming. He watched as Naomi was cheered louder every week. He saw the pain he caused, but he knew turning back would mean betrayal of Roman, and that's something no one walks away from unscathed. Naomi's rising popularity. Naomi's popularity skyrocketed. Her merchandise sales spiked. Her Unbothered Glow shirt became the #1 selling item on WWE Shop. Fans rallied behind her as the woman who lost everything, but gained herself in the process. She was booked to face Tiffany Stratton at WWE Backlash in a street fight. But there was more on the horizon. Reports began circulating that Naomi would headline her first WWE Premium Live event later this year, and that a showdown with Bloodline was imminent. The final nail in the coffin. Just when fans thought there might be reconciliation, WWE dropped a bombshell. A backstage video aired of Jimmy telling Solo and Paul Heyman, "I gave her my heart. She gave me defiance. She's dead to me." The line shook the arena. The next week, Naomi appeared on Raw and responded with perhaps the promo of her career. "You want to talk about dead? My love for you died the moment you left me in that ring. Now, I live for something else, payback." The crowd roared. It was clear, this wasn't just a breakup. This was war. Jimmy Uso and Naomi were once a symbol of strength, love, and unity in WWE. But under the weight of the bloodline, loyalty turned to betrayal, and love turned to heartbreak. Now, Naomi stands tall alone, fierce, and glowing brighter than ever. As for Jimmy, he may have chosen family, but at what cost? What do you think about Jimmy Uso and Naomi's shocking breakup? Do you think Jimmy will regret turning on Naomi? Or has Naomi truly found her glow on her own? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breaking WWE